This is your short flow for stress relief. Hi, friend. Welcome back to your practice. Welcome back to your yoga mat. I am Katie Arnold. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today's class is all about moving our bodies for stress relief. Now, we all experience and relieve our stress in different ways, in different capacities, and it's also going to depend on the kind of stress that we might be under, that we might be feeling. So I have practices on my channel all about reducing your stress. Some are slow and restorative, or a class like today's is a short flow style class. And the hope here is that we are using our practice to break the stress cycle. And movement is a beautiful way for us to accomplish that. So you don't need any props for your practice today. So go ahead and roll out your yoga mat if it's not already, and meet me right back here. All right, so we're going to get started lying down on our backs. So just roll your way all the way down. And I'm going to start with my feet about as wide as my yoga mat, with my knees knocking in towards one another. If that feels supportive for you, then I invite you to start in the same way. If for some reason you try this on and it's not feeling good in your body, then I want to encourage you to take any position on your back that does feel supportive. We won't be here too long, but just using this supine position to take us out of whatever may have come before this moment, to not worry about whatever may be coming after, but just starting to integrate, come into the present moment on our mat with ourselves, with our bodies. And for me, I have my hands facing down, so my palms pressing into the mat. And I'm using this as an opportunity to ground myself. Palms down is a gentle act of grounding, whereas when we flip our palms up, we're settling into a space of receptivity. And so maybe that changes how you want to have your hands placed. Maybe you just do whatever feels best in the body today, tapping in with that intuitive capacity, right? And just starting to connect with our breath. So that nose to nose breathing, that ocean sounding breath. And start to bring your feet back to a neutral position. So the feet are going to be hips width distance apart, knees up towards the ceiling, arms long down by your side if they're not already. And we can just tickle the ankles with the fingertips. We're going to take some rolling bridge poses, start to bring in some movement. So start to press into the feet, tuck the tailbone, inhale, lift the hips up. And as you do so, reach those arms up and overhead. And then on your exhale, we lower back down to that starting position. Inhale, find that lift. Use that whole inhale breath to lift up. And then exhale, lower it back down. Take 3 more, moving with your breath. And not trying to force those hips to go any higher than they want to. We're just starting to introduce movement here. And so we're just starting to warm up the body. So you might not necessarily be lifting as high as you might at another point in your practice if we were to come into a bridge pose. Last one. And once the hips hit, you can bring the knees into your chest and take a few gentle rocks side to side, massaging out that low back. And start to rock up and down, rolling along the length of your spine. And then we're just going to roll up to a seated posture, letting your sit bones be heavy, crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. Inhale, sweep those arms out nice and wide, palms meet overhead. And exhale, twist it over to the right. Left arm is going to cross to that right knee. We'll move dynamically at first. So inhale up through center. And exhale, twist it over to the left. Right arm crosses. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist it to the right. Right hand behind that right hip. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Left hand behind left hip. One more time each side. Inhale through center. And then exhale, twist right. Pause and hold. Full round of breath. Inhale through center. And then exhale, twist left. Final time. Pause right here. Inhale through center. And then exhale, plant that right hand beside the right hip. Reach that left arm up and over to the right. Side body stretch. And again, we'll move dynamically first. So inhale through center. And then exhale to the left. Left hand beside the left hip. Inhale up through center. Exhale over to the right. That left bicep by that left ear. Left sit bones pulling down. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. Right sit bones pulling down this time. Right bicep by the right ear. Inhale through center. One more time, each side. Pause right here. Full round of breath. Inhale up through center. And exhale over to the left. Take a full round of breath. Inhale up through center. And then exhale, plant your hands down on the mat and just meet me in a standing forward fold. So standing at the top of our mats, folding forward, feet hips width distance or maybe a little bit wider. You can grab on to opposite elbows. You can take some gentle sways side to side. Bring as much of a bend to your knees as might feel good here. One more round of breath. Release any bind you may have taken. Heel toe the feet back to a hips width distance. And bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, flat back. Exhale and fold forward. Root down through those feet. Inhale, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms up and overhead. And exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Inhale, arms reach high. Palms face forward. Exhale, cactus those arms. Open up that chest. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Pull that core in. And exhale, plant your hands down to the mat. Step it back to a downward facing dog. So we're in that upside down V shape. Palms pressing down. Heels pulling down in the direction of your mat. But this is our first down dog, so it might feel nice to kind of walk it out. Pedaling the feet, bending one knee and the other. Just starting to invite the backs of the legs into your practice. Take a big breath in. And exhale, soften the knees down to the mat. Neutral tabletop, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, coming through cow pose. Exhale, belly button to spine, chin to chest for cat. Inhale through your cow, heart shines forward, gaze pulls forward. Exhale through catlet, that spine round pulling up towards the ceiling. Take 3 more rounds on your own. Connecting your breath with your movement. Letting it be okay if the pace of your breath and your movement is a little bit faster or a little bit slower than mine. Take 1 more round. And coming back to that tabletop, curl your toes under, hips go high, downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and just walk to the top of your mat, forward fold. Feet hips width distance for this one. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale and fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, sweeping the arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands come down through heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step the left toes to the back of your mat, soften that left knee down. And inhale, reach up, low lunge. So our Anjaneyasana, that right knee is tracking over that right ankle. We're not letting the knee come past the toes. Hips are square with the top of our space. Big breath in. Big breath out. Can you soften here? Stay for that inhale. And 1 more exhale. Big inhale. Exhale, plant your hands down to the mat. Curl the left toes under and step it back to a high plank pose. Palms pressing into the mat, heels pulling towards the back of our space. Take a big inhale breath. Pull that low belly in and exhale, downward facing dog, hips go high. We'll move between these 2 postures. Inhale, shift it back forward, high plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. This time, pause and hold right here. We'll take 3 rounds of breath. So really focus on that breath. If at any point you need to drop your knees, that's fine. Keep that core engaged. Final inhale right here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale on the tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, and travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale, flat back. And this time the right toes step back. That left foot is forward and we soften that right knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Find your low lunge. And settle in here. Keep that core engaged, tucking those low ribs in. Energy up through the fingertips, length through the side body, but then just a gentle drop of the shoulders to keep them out of the ears. Big breath in. Big breath out. Stay for that inhale. And exhale, bring your hands down to the mat and step it back to that high plank. Big inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Untuck the toes when you arrive. Sweep the arms along by your side. Fingertips, tops of the fingertips, or tops of the fingernails, I guess, pressing down into the mat. The toes are going to stay pressing down, and we'll take a 3-part locust. So at first, that inhale is just going to lift the head and the chest. Everything else on your mat still pressing down into your mat. Just starting to engage that backside body. Stay for that inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Next inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, lift the arms. So now just the tops of the feet are pressing down into the mat. We're engaging a little bit more of that backside body. Keeping that gaze neutral so there's no strain in that neck. For me, that's just down and a little in front of my yoga mat. Big inhale breath. Exhale, lower down. Our final locust, we lift everything. Zip those legs up. Inhale, lift the head, lift the chest, lift the arms, lift the legs. Really engaging that entire backside body now. Everything is working. Maybe on your inhale breath, the chest lifts a little bit higher. Maybe on that exhale, the toes lift just a little bit. Big breath in, lift everything a little bit higher. Stay for that exhale. One more inhale, lift. Exhale and lower down. Stack your hands. Let your forehead rest on stacked hands. Shimmy the hips gently side to side. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up to a tabletop position. We're going to start to find some ease. So slow this practice down. Keep that right hand down. Inhale, reach that left arm up and open. And exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right, coming into a thread the needle. Right hand can stay in front of the face, or you can walk it forward towards the top of your mat, whatever feels best. And bringing that right hand back, press into the palm. Inhale, sweep that left arm up. And back to that tabletop. We'll take it to the other side. Inhale the right arm high. And exhale, thread it underneath the left. Right shoulder softens down. Left hand stays in front of the face, or maybe you walk it forward. We have 3 breaths here. Bring that left hand back. Press into the palm. Inhale that right arm high. And back to our tabletop position. Just roll onto one hip. Swing both legs around in front of you. Getting onto those sit bones. Inhale, reach both arms high. And then exhale, start to fold forward. Think about bringing your chest to your toes and then rounding down. Grabbing on to whatever may be available for you today. That could be the bottoms of your feet. It could be the ankles. It could be the calves. There is zero judgment. Meet yourself where you are at today. And inhale, sitting back up nice and tall. Plant your feet down on the mat. We'll lower all the way back down onto our backs, knees into your chest. Take some gentle rocks side to side, or circling those knees. Take a breath in with the knees at center. And exhale, drop them over to the left. Right arm can come out of the right shoulder. If you're short on space, like I am here, you could cactus that right arm. And then taking your gaze over that right shoulder, if that feels okay, or just up at the ceiling. Inhale, bringing the knees back through center. And exhale, drop them to the other side. Left arm out of the left shoulder, or you could cactus it. And inhale, bring the knees back through center. And now go ahead, wrap your arms around your shins. Let your nose come up to your knees. Curl yourself up into a tiny little ball, really squeezing everything together, creating that tension within the body. Take a big inhale breath. Exhale, let it all go. Land in your Shavasana, legs out long. Arms resting down beside you. Feet opening out to the side. Palms facing up in that gentle act of receiving. Release any of that tension. Allow yourself a few breaths here to integrate, to settle in, to enjoy the stillness and the ease that Shavasana brings to our practice. And start to bring some small movements back to the physical body. A wiggle of the fingers or toes. You can reach the arms long, taking a big good morning stretch. And rolling over onto your favorite side, coming into a fetal posture. And a final moment of support. And gently pressing yourself up, meeting me in any seat that feels supportive, that feels grounding. And now sweep those arms out nice and wide. Let your palms meet overhead. And exhale, let your hands come down through heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you are feeling even a little bit less stressed and a lot more connected to yourself. Om Shanti. Peace. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to do so. My practices are built all around finding a connection back to yourself, back to your soul, back to your purpose, back to who you truly are. I release new classes on my channel every Friday and new guided meditations every Monday. So make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Leave a comment below. Let me know if there is something you are working on in your practice or a way that I can better support your practice. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on your mat for your next practice.